Hello, everybody. All right, so what do we get to do today? The thing you guys love the most, word problems. Woo, word problems. All right, so it gives you three steps to be able to solve for this. Again, just so you know, we're working on page 23. I am going to do two of them, so I'm going to do example 1 and example 3. And then you guys will be doing example 2 and example 4 for homework. All right, so what are we doing? So write two equations that represents the situation. Use elimination to eliminate one variable and solve the variable not eliminated. And then use the value from step 2 to find the value of the other variables. Do you have to use elimination? No, you can use substitution. Honestly, sometimes I just use substitution. I like substitution better versus elimination, but that's up to you guys. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it through substitution versus elimination, but yeah. All right, so let's grab my trusty highlighter and highlight some stuff. So a local high school collected $1,590 from 321 people who attended a football game. The price of each adult admission is $6. People between the ages of 4 and 17 paid a child's admission rate of $4. How many adult tickets and child tickets were sold that day? All right, so what important information do we need to know? We need to know the 1590, this is our total that we collected from all the tickets. How many tickets did we sell? 321. So we're dealing with two things. We're dealing with money and we're dealing with tickets. All right, so how much were adult tickets? Adult tickets were $6. How much were child tickets? Child tickets were $4. And it wants us to know how many adult tickets and child tickets were sold that day. All right, so again, we're going to first tell me what your variables are going to be. So remember, your variables can be whatever you guys want. I'm going to use X and Y. What's X going to be? I'm going to label these as my adult tickets and my child tickets. All right, so we have two types of equations. We have how many tickets were sold. So how do I figure out how many tickets we sold? Well, I add my adult tickets plus my child tickets, and that should equal 321. All right, how do I figure out how much money I spent or how much money I earned? Well, adult tickets are $6, so 6x plus 4y equals 1590. All right, and now like I said, I like to substitute because I don't want to have to deal with multiplying big numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve this for y. So I'm going to take this x and I'm going to move it this way. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. So I get y equals negative x plus 321. And I'm going to take this information and I'm going to plug it into this y. So I'm going to get 6x plus 4 times what I had on the bottom, negative x plus 321 equals 1590. All right, let me zoom in for you guys. All right, so then we're going to distribute. So 6x, 4 times negative x gives me a negative 4x. 4 times 321 is a positive 1296. And then bring down the 1590. Add like terms. So negative 6x minus 4x gives me 2x plus 1296 equals 1590. Subtract so I can get the x by itself. I get 2x equals 294, divide both by 2, and I get x equals 147. It's okay for me to go in because I'm not doing this one. Well, I already did, but you guys have to fill it in, so make sure it all fits inside. If not, you guys can do it on a separate sheet of paper. This is really small. There's like so much space on the bottom, you would think that they would have like given you guys more space. Anyways, all right, so what is X? X is my adult tickets. So I sold 147 adult tickets. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna plug it into this equation right here. So Y equals negative 147 plus 321. So Y equals 174. So what does that mean? I sold 147 adult tickets and 174 child tickets. And there you go for that. Again, all you had to do is just move this guy over so that I get the Y all by itself and plug it in. For the next one, I think I will do it through elimination just to let you guys see the difference. But that's how you do it with substitution. So question 3. Question 3 says, a landscape designer uses 2 types of gravel for walkways. The larger gravel weighs an average of 48 pounds per cubic foot, and the smaller weighs an average of 40 pounds per cubic foot. In his truck, the designer has a 12 cubic foot load of gravel that weighs 520 pounds. If so, how many cubic feet of each type of gravel are in the truck? So, what kind of things are we dealing with? We're dealing with large gravel, and we're dealing with small gravel. So the large one weighs 48 pounds of cubic foot. The smaller weighs an average of 40 pounds per cubic foot. And we know that the truck only can hold 12 cubic foot of gravel. And the weight will be 520. So I'm going to set X to equal the large and Y equals small. Again, if I add both of my two, large and small, it has to be 12. So X plus Y equals 12. And the weight is 520. So X was 48, so 48X plus 40Y equals 520. So if I wanted to do elimination, I would have to multiply, I would probably multiply the top because both of these are ones, and obviously 48 and 40 I would have to multiply. Between 48 and 40, I would pick 40 because it's smaller. So I'm going to multiply the top by a negative 40. Why negative? So that I can cross out the 40s. So what do I get? I get sorry, I need to tilt it. All right, so I'm going to multiply negative 40 times x gives me a negative 40x. Negative 40 times y gives me a negative 40y equals negative 40 times 12. 12, 40, 8, 4. Negative 480. Sorry, I actually didn't do elimination. I'm just doing this like right now. And then the bottom one doesn't change. So 48x plus 40y equals 520. So I owe you $40. I give you 48. So I have $8 left. You're going to give me $8 back. My y's go away, equals 520 minus 480, 0, 4, 1, 12, 4. So this is 40. Divide both by 8. So x equals 5. From there, I would take this 5 and I would go wee, and I would plug it back into this. So I would have 5 plus y equals 12. Subtract 5. Y equals 7. So there are 5 large gravel and 7 smaller cubic feet of gravel. Large cubic feet. Sorry, I forgot about that. So that's how you guys can do it through elimination. So you guys can choose, do you want to do elimination? Do you want to do it substitution? Whichever way you guys want to do it. And you guys will be in charge of homework for 2 and homework for 4. Let me help you out when it comes to what you guys should be reading. So let's read through example 2, which is your homework. Your grandmother makes quilts for everyone in the family. A large quilt requires 8 yards of fabric, while the small quilt requires 3. How many of each size quilt did she make if she used a total of 90 yards of fabric to make 15 quilts? So what kind of quilts do we have? Well, we have large ones and we have small ones. How much do the large require? It requires 8 yards of fabric, and the small ones require 3 yards. In total, we have 90 yards of fabric, and we made 15 quilts. So label which one's X and which one's Y, create your 2 equations, and then solve. Are you gonna do it elimination style or substitution or elimination? For the last question, during a basketball game, a concession stand only sells nachos and hot dogs. Nachos are sold for $2.50 and the hot dogs are sold for $2. The concession stand made $336 and sold 144 items. How many nachos were sold and how many hot dogs were sold? So, what are we selling? We're selling nachos and hot dogs. Nachos are being sold for $2.50. Hot dogs are being sold for $2. I made $336 and I sold 144. So tell me which one's X and which one's Y, and then create your equations. I do understand that you do have a 50 cents, but honestly, it doesn't mess anything up. I did it elimination style. So yeah, it's not that bad. If anything, I would probably solve for hot dogs first and then elimination, then do nachos, but that's up to you guys. But again, it's not that bad. All right, that's it for today. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye.